And we say good morning, Wenatchee Valley. Good morning, North Central Washington. Happy Tuesday, 26th day of February 2019. I'm Dan Kuntz. Thanks for starting your day with us here on the NCW Life channel. Wake Up Wenatchee Valley safely arrived on the air. Megan, 3M, in control. Big show for you today. Lots going on. Weather forecast. We got sports. We got news. Not a lot of sports. This is kind of that shoulder season outside of a couple of schools that are still playing basketball at the state championship level. All the winter sports are done, and the spring sports don't get going for a week or so. We have a full slate, by the way, of spring sports we'll be covering here. High school sports, lacrosse, the whole 9 yards. We'll be doing that once spring comes. If spring comes, 19 degrees outside with high clouds. This cold snap just won't go away. Yesterday's high, Monday's high, 31 degrees. Our normal high is supposed to be 45. And so our long streak continues. That's 26 days down in the month of February, and now 1 day of this entire month have we had our normal afternoon high temperature. In fact, it hasn't even been close. This could go down as one of the coldest Februaries ever. It's been chilly. It's been snowy. And all this week, for the rest of this week and into the weekend, it's going to be chilly and it's going to be snowy. Not so much today or tomorrow. There's two storm systems that are lined up, one right after the other. The first one's kind of weak, second one's going to be packing a little bit more of a punch. Wednesday night into Thursday, we can get a couple of inches of snow. We got those forecast details coming up. We'll take you around the valley with our Valley View cameras. We got Today in History. We have the obscure holiday. We have birthdays. We have Everyone is Entitled to Mike McNally's Opinion. And Pete Phillips, who's the Executive Director for Technology for the North Central Educational Services District. They come in about once every 6 weeks or so and give us an update. Pete was in yesterday morning to talk about, we taped the interview, to talk about the upcoming Apple STEM Summit, which isn't until August. Can't wait for August. But they need presenters, and they wanted to just get the word out, plant the seed for the educators, maybe the educators-to-be, to either participate or do a presentation or do a booth or whatever for the Apple STEM Summit. So that conversation with Pete was taped yesterday. We'll play it today here during the conversation portion of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. We're not the only place, by the way, who's dealing with really cold temperatures, below normal temperatures. The whole country, with the exception of Florida and a little slice of Arizona, is dealing with this. There you go. The deeper blue you are, downright purplish, the more below normal it is. So that's what we're dealing with. And this is all the way through March 10th. That's another 2 weeks of below normal temperatures. Almost for everybody. Again, you can see in the very southern Arizona, New Mexico border, it's going to be slightly warmer than normal, and down in the Florida Panhandle, outside of that, everybody is going to be dealing with some cool temperatures and downright cold temperatures for us. It's been a strange winter. Not much happened at all in December, in January, and then February came and everything changed. We have a complete weather forecast coming up. If you're ready and I'm ready, and I know Megan's ready, let's go ahead and take you around the valley with our Valley View cameras. Once again, we say good morning to the Wenatchee Valley proper with our affectionately named cross camera. That is an incredible tool that we use on a regular basis. We can move it up and down and left and right, and to do the hokey pokey, you can zoom in, you can zoom out. Really handy for traffic accidents or any developing news. We can take that camera. It's a 4K camera, because I think it costs us about 4K. In any event, we can really use that as a very good news gathering tool. Badger Mountain looking good, by the way, and the Wenatchee and East Wenatchee area, and the mighty Columbia rolling right along on a cold February morning. Camera 2, my guess is as good as yours. That's got to be Jump Off Ridge, I'm assuming, Megan? Yes, I did good. Stimmel Basin there. You can't quite make out the Three Lakes Golf Course, which, by the way, is not open. Just a quick heads up on that. Pangbourne Memorial Airport looks all fogged over. That camera course is considerably higher than our cross camera, and so they're dealing with some clouds and some overcast conditions there at the top of Jump Off Ridge. Don't jump off Ridge, by the way. It's a long way down. Camera 3, we're going to pay a visit to a fence. The monument. Hey, monument. We've moved that camera. I don't think I've ever seen that angle before. For one thing, the chain link fence and the razor wire that surrounds the transmitter site, so people like me can't get into it, is usually not in view, but that's a good-looking sunrise out there in the Quincy area. I suppose Clackham Ridge is way off to the right, so that's the Monument Hill area, one of the highest peaks out in the Columbia Basin, which is one of the reasons a lot of TV stations and transmitters and the Sky-Fi cameras are located on Monument Hill. You can see a long way. Finally, camera 4 is, okay, let me think here. Is that Chelan Falls again? Oh, okay. I'm sorry, what is that again, Megan? I'm sorry. Oh, that's Turtle Rock, okay. So that's a different view of the Turtle Rock, Arundel Rock camera. I think they flipped it around and now we're pointing up the river. Yeah, okay, thanks. Oh, it's zoomed out, okay. Oh, that is Turtle Rock in the middle. I can't make it out. Can I go back to bed? So normally we have that zoomed in. So Turtle Rock is right in the middle of your screen. It's just zoomed a little bit farther out. And all those people are heading south into the big city to do whatever it is that they do so well. I saw the video of the Polar Plunge, the annual fundraiser for Special Olympics. It was held at Walla Walla Point Park on Saturday morning with the people jumping into the lagoon at Walla Walla Point Park. More power to them. Those crazy people. About 50 people jumped into the river on Saturday. They got guts, more guts than I do. 6 minutes after the hour from the National Weather Service. That way, if you don't like the forecast, you can blame the government. There's your forecast. Not a bad day today. Quite a bit of sunshine, but chilly. High of only 26. That's 20 degrees below normal. It's chilly out there right now. Partly cloudy tonight, 14 for the overnight lows. I mentioned at the top of the show, there's 2 storm systems that are coming in this week. They're not going to pack a great deal of punch. First one, not at all, really. Wednesday during the day, not a lot of snow until we get late in the afternoon. We could get, before the sun goes down, about a half an inch of snow. That's the first system. Second system is Wednesday night and Thursday, and that's going to give us a better chance of measurable snow. We could get a couple of inches of snow overnight Wednesday into Thursday before it tapers off Thursday morning. So that's the next chance of measurable snow. Anyway, Thursday's high of about 34, and then we get right back to sunshine. And that's it. Pretty quiet weather, all things considered, especially what we've been dealing with. High of 33 Friday with sunshine, sunshine Saturday 31, sunshine Sunday and 30, overnight lows in the teens, sunshine on Monday and 29 degrees. Of course, Friday is the first day of March, but winter is hanging on and hanging on good. It's just plain cold. By the way, sunrise this morning was at 6:47. Sunset tonight will be at 5:41. Tomorrow, 6:45 for sunrise, 5:43 for sunset. So about 3.5 minutes of daylight is what we're getting each day. Spring is coming. I promise you, we're going to have spring, but we're going to have to deal with those cold temperatures and some light snow, especially Wednesday night into Thursday for a while yet. We're just got to hang in there. You know, some people just talk about the weather, but here at the NCW Life Channel, we really talk about the weather. We also talk about the passes. Let's go up to the major mountain passes. Take a look at what's happening there. If you're heading up to the Cascades, first of all, ladies and gentlemen, please use a car. No problems, no advisories, no restrictions on I-90. The roadway pretty much bare. A couple of patches of frost and ice. That's all you're going to have to deal with. Stevens, a little dicier. Traction tires are advised right now on Stevens Pass. Roadway's mostly bare and wet. You get to the summit, you're going to find those conditions that you see there with some frost and ice and some snow. It's snowing lightly, by the way, on Stevens Pass. So they do have a traction tire advisory. But again, right around the summit, that last 10 miles or so in either direction is when things are at their diciest. Blue Pass has a traction tire advisory. Roadway is mostly bare and wet on Blewett. But again, you get right to the summit, and Blewett is not a very long pass. You're going to find some snow and some frost and some ice. It's currently not snowing on Blewett, but you can tell, you're looking at it, it looks a little on the dicey side, a little slippery. So traction tires are advised on US 97 Blewett. Traction tires are advised on US 2 Stevens. No advisories, no restrictions on I-90. As far as snow for the Cascades, not a lot. Half an inch here, half an inch there. We're going to get maybe upwards of a couple of inches Wednesday night into Thursday morning down here in the valley floor. And that's about all they're going to get up in the major mountain passes as well. Just an inch here or an inch there. Outside of that, things are going to be okay, fairly dry week up in the Cascades. 10 minutes after the hour. Going to take a break when we come back. Your Tuesday morning news. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley live this morning from Studio 6 in downtown Wenatchee on the NCW Life Channel.
My name is Hannah Peterson-Kinney, and I'm a certified nurse midwife. I became a midwife because I thought birth was one of the most amazing, beautiful things. It's about caring for women through many stages of life and helping to empower them with knowledge and build partners to improve their health. It would be an honor to provide care for you, and I would love to welcome you to the CVCH Midwife family.
Hey everyone, did you know that the NCW Life channel is North Central Washington's go-to source for news? No matter how you prefer to view your news, NCW Life has you covered. Watch the evening news weeknights on TV, stream it, read it at ncwlife.com, or catch the latest news by following us on Facebook. Stay informed with local news, sports, weather, and shows featuring local people and events. NCW Life, a reflection and a spotlight of the communities we call home.
Welcome back. 11 minutes after the hour, we have high clouds and 19 degrees. Sunshine for the most part today. High only in the upper 20s. Unseasonably cold temperatures for the rest of this week, but sunshine will be dominant with the exception of Wednesday, where we could get a couple of inches of snow. Here's what's making news on this Tuesday. The Wenatchee School Board negotiating with Paul Gordon to be its next superintendent. This is a report according to the Wenatchee World. Gordon is currently the superintendent of the Glen Ellen School District in Illinois. The board had planned to keep its choice for the job secret until a contract was negotiated, but board president Sonny Hemphill at a meeting Friday commented that some people were unhappy with the board's choice because he came from the Chicago area, so the cat was out of the bag. The other two finalists were from Oregon and Idaho. So Gordon, he's been superintendent of the Glen Ellen District since 2013. Prior to that, he was the chief academic officer at the Adams 12 five-star school district in Colorado. Well, the Eastmont School District bus driver who left a toddler alone on a school bus for about 20 minutes last month has retired. The driver had been placed on administrative leave while the school district investigated the incident. School District Superintendent Garn Christensen says that while the situation was unfortunate for all involved, there is a procedure in place at the end of a bus route and says new technology may be purchased by the district to ensure that this situation does not happen again.
Ideally, what happens is that at the end of the route, the driver who's responsible will walk to the end of the bus, check and make sure there aren't any students that are remaining on the bus. They'll also pick up items that may have been left, and then they'll come to the front. We actually have a card that they move from the back to the front of the bus as a signal to themselves. They've completed that. For some reason, that process appears to not have been done. We're looking at some additional technology that's come along in the last couple of years to help this situation. There was a similar incident in Olympia this fall, and we looked at the technology that they're installing, which is a system where once a driver turns off a key, they have 1 minute to go to the back of the bus and push a button, otherwise an alarm. I think it's the horn starts honking in 1 minute, just as a double check to make sure that they, for some reason, don't forget to do their sweep of the bus at the end of their route and check that.
School district says the alarms cost about $135 a piece. Each camera system on a bus would cost about $2,500 a piece. Well, that 6-year-old girl who spent at least 15 minutes submerged in an icy Rock Island pond last week continues to show improvement, but has a long road to recovery. This is according to Sean Ballard of Ballard Ambulance. After being rescued from the water by Douglas County Fire District No. 2 firefighters, she was taken to Central Washington Hospital, then airlifted to Seattle Children's Hospital. Ballard says he's been communicating with the girl's mother, who asked, and I'm quoting now, "Please tell everyone to keep praying for her. It's the only thing we can do right now." End quote. 8th District Representative Dr. Kim Schreier spent most of her time at a town hall Saturday in Wenatchee talking about immigration issues, that's including the federal guest worker program and a path to citizenship for undocumented people currently living in the country.
Because I do not support open borders. We do need border security. I just support comprehensive immigration reform that secures our borders and has a path to citizenship and has a good guest worker program, because the farmers in this room will tell you that without a good source of labor, the fruit stays on the trees and we go belly up. So I have met with several farmers. I was just at Mosby Farms 2 days ago in Auburn talking with them about these exact issues. And labor is a really big topic of conversation combined with our whole immigration policy. And so comprehensive immigration reform has to include a path to citizenship for the 11 million people who are in this country, who are, think whatever you want to think, they are keeping our economy afloat, and whether it's our farmers or our healthcare system, whatnot, we could not survive without them. And so having a path to citizenship for them before even looking at the H-2A visa system as a path to citizenship, I think we start with the people who are already here.
Shara went on to describe President Trump's declaration of a national border crisis as unconstitutional.
We've just talked about wildfires. We talked about a lot of things that could be considered national emergencies. I would say one of those is the wildfires we have every year, the superstorms and the hurricanes we're seeing. You could classify gun violence as a national emergency. You could look at our opiate epidemic and call that a national emergency. I would not call the hundreds of women and children, families seeking refuge in our country a national emergency. And it is why I am really proud of this bipartisan group that we talked about before, coming together and looking at the evidence and saying, look, if we really want to secure our borders and keep drugs out, guess what? 90% of them come through our ports of entry. So let's beef up security there. That's the way to improve our security. So our president trying to go around Congress is just, it is unconstitutional. That the way our government works is that the president can have great ideas, he needs to cooperate with Congress, and we have the power of the purse. And so to willfully go around Democrats, Republicans, the Senate, the House, everybody to try to get funding for a project that is unpopular, ineffective, a waste of taxpayer dollars, and evidence-based says that that is not the way to improve our security, is ill-advised, unconstitutional, and just plain the wrong thing to do.
In other news this morning, a bill co-sponsored by State Senator Brad Hawkins would aid local efforts to purchase Nason Ridge above Lake Wenatchee. At one point, Weyerhaeuser had planned to log much of the 3,700 forested acres near Lake Wenatchee. Hawkins' bill would create a community forests grant program that could help the Chelan Douglas Land Trust purchase the property. The trust, through its Save Nason Ridge project, already has raised $1.3 million of the estimated $5 million purchase price. At a House hearing last week, Land Trust Executive Director Kurt Soper and research ecologist Dr. Paul Hesberg were among those testifying in favor of Senate Bill 5873. Timber industry representatives, however, testified that they were concerned about such a program idling productive lands elsewhere in the state. Finally, this morning, a very interesting announcement yesterday morning from the Mission Ridge Ski and Board Resort. They're going to do something next year that they haven't done in a couple of decades.
I have a really exciting announcement for everyone. We're going to roll with 7 days a week starting mid-December through February next season. This will be the first time in 20 years that we've gone to a 7-day-a-week schedule. So with that, March 7th is the season's pass sale. And you can go onto our website if you have any further questions or give us a call. And I hope to see you on that.
It's been a good snow year for Mission Ridge, by the way. 70 inches of snow has fallen on Mission Ridge Ski and Board Resort for the month of February. It is 18 minutes after the hour. As you're out and about and doing your things, when you get home at night, you settle down with your dinner. When you're done, you want to pop it on this TV station at 5, 6, or 10 and catch up on what happened. It's the news with Grant Olson in the anchor chair and Eric Grandstrom handling sports. 5, 6, and 10, the news with Grant Olson. It's also available for you to watch on our website at ncwlife.com. In fact, our website not only has the news, it also streams live, so whatever is going on this very television station, you can watch it on demand whenever you want. You can watch our live stream. A lot of people do that for this show and the news, or you can watch it on demand. If you missed a newscast or you missed an edition of this program or any of the fine programs that we offer our local viewers, you can watch it whenever you want by going to our website at ncwlife.com. You can catch up on the news and the sports and everything else, ncwlife.com. You can also go to our Facebook page if you want. We keep that updated on a regular basis, and those are two of the tools you can use to get a hold of us. Our Facebook page, you can contact us via our website. We get those all the time. You can email us, news at ncwlife.com. Pick up the telephone and give us a call, but not right now. And the only person that see it's 20 after the hour. Cal is probably at his desk. Maybe he'll answer the phone. I don't know. Give us a call if you want. Remember, this is as much your station as it is ours. It is 20 minutes after the hour. Not a lot of sports to talk about, but whatever sports there is, we'll get to in 1 minute. You're watching Wake Up in Wenatchee Valley, live this morning from Studio 10 in downtown Wenatchee on the NCW Life channel.
I'm Jenny Rojanasatian, and this is Guada TV. Every week we will be bringing you a first look at North Central Washington business, tech, and education news. You'll hear from local influencers and innovators who live right here in the Valley. Together, we'll discuss hot topics, current events, and resources that can support your business, our schools, and this community. Join me every week, and let's get inspired.
I'm Tom from Alpine Air Heating and Cooling. At Alpine Air, we think of ourselves as customer service-oriented retailers. When you make an appointment, please visit our store, meet our people, see our shop. We are serious about heating and air conditioning. Carrier and Alpine Air are offering huge factory rebates and financing options for all your needs. Turn to the experts at Carrier and Alpine Air. Call for your free replacement estimate. Heat and air, call Alpine Air, 662-6846.
We're back, 21 minutes after the hour. I'm Dan Kuntz. This is Wake Up in Wenatchee Valley Sports. Gonzaga back atop the college basketball poll. It's nice. It doesn't mean anything, but it's kind of nice. Following Duke's loss last week and the Zags' continual winning ways, the AP Top 25 and Coaches poll both put Gonzaga at number 1, Virginia number 2, Duke number 3, Kentucky number 4, North Carolina rounds out the top 5. At number 5, Gonzaga has games at Pacific Thursday, and then Saturday they'll be at St. Mary's. Both of those games, by the way, televised on ESPN. The Washington Huskies are back in the AP Top 25 at number 25. They were ranked the very first week of the season. They lost. They dropped out. They haven't been back since, but they're back at number 25. Former Seattle Seahawks quarterback and NFL head coach Jim Zorn introduced yesterday as the new head coach and general manager of the XFL franchise in Seattle, doing the honors at CenturyLink Field, which will be the home of the XFL, by the way. In 2020, league president and CEO Oliver Luck.
I watched Jim Zorn play for the Seahawks, an expansion franchise. I was totally captivated with his style of play. He was innovative. He was creative. He did all those things as a player that we want to do as a league. He's the last person that needs to be introduced to the people of Seattle. You all know Jim. You've adopted him. You love Jim Zorn, and we do as well. So I would like to ask y'all to help me give a warm Pacific Northwest welcome to the new head coach of the Seattle XFL team, Jim Zorn.
Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for being here. I want to thank Oliver for introducing me. One of the reasons that I've accepted the position here is because he said that he had a son named Andrew Luck, and we have the first shot at him, I think. Isn't that what you said? Oh, okay. Well, no, I'm really excited about about being here, and Andrew and I go back a long way in that we were on different teams in the NFL, kind of the same era. And when he called me and asked me if I'd be interested in this league, he mentioned the name Vince McMahon, and I went, isn't he the guy a long time? And he's going, yeah. But as he explained it and what Vince's vision was and what his vision was together for the future of the XFL, I got excited because it's going to be real football. We're going to have real names on the back of jerseys. And it's also going to be a bit creative. I think each head coach is going to have to really think through, and this is what one of the things that I'm most excited about, thinking through what it's going to be like to have a few little tweaks when it comes to the clock, when it comes to getting the ball ready for play, when it comes to what we can do both offensively and defensively with players who may not have had this, the opportunity that they've wanted to try to get to a professional level.
The XFL, by the way, begins play next February, not only in Seattle, but across the country. Different rules, though, in the NFL, a few of them anyway. There will be a running clock. That's nice, until they get to the last 2 minutes of each half of the game. A 5-yard halo on punt returners, kind of like that they have in the CFL. The punt returner gets that 5-yard halo around them so they can catch the ball. You can't fair catch punts in the new league, and they'll have a tiered extra point system. So you can have a 1 point or a 2 point or even a 3 point extra point after the touchdown. Vince McMahon, of course, is hoping the XFL will reach the fans who don't much care for the NFL. And I'm one of them. And the Wenatchee Wild continue to prepare for their defense of the BCHL title. Here's schedule. Pretty simple. Game 1 of the best-of-7 series with West Kelowna begins Saturday, down Toyota Center. They'll drop the puck shortly after 7 o'clock. And then at 6 o'clock for Game 2 on Sunday. Games 3, 4, and 5, if they have to play Game 5, will be in West Kelowna. That'll be Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday. If the series returns to Wenatchee, Game 6 will be Sunday, March 10th. Game 7, Monday, March 11th. I'm going to endeavor to get a hold of our checker, see if I can get him to come on in and give us a little preview of the playoffs on this very program. Go Wild. See if they can retain the cup or two. They had a really good year last year, and those are just some of the games that people were playing at 26 minutes after the hour. The obscure holiday today is National Pistachio Day, or World Pistachio Day, if you want. There it is. In China, they call it the Happy Nut, and smiling. In Iran, they call it the Smile Nut. Pistachios native to the Middle East and Central Asia. Food historians believe that it was started in the Middle East and Central Asia. It got to Greece alongside Alexander the Great's army, and then at that point, since Greece was the major trading point, then it began to spread all over the European continent, eventually worked its way to the United States, they believe by Middle Eastern immigrants sometime in the late 19th century. By the way, the United States produces by far more pistachios than anybody else. But it's a big crop in Iran, Turkey, and Syria as well. Although in the United States, we didn't actually start growing pistachios for harvest commercially till like 1950. We were kind of behind the times. Now we're way ahead of the times. Pistachio shells in their early days of commercial productions, they used to dye them red or green by the growers because the harvesting process would make the shells around the pistachio dented, marked up, and they didn't think it would be very pleasant for consumers to buy. Now they have mechanical harvesting, so they come out perfect, and they don't have to worry about dyeing the shells anymore. Pistachios, tons of protein, fiber, and vitamin B. And if you eat a lot of pistachios, according to researchers and dietitians and doctors, you lower your risk of heart disease. And I'm all for that. Happy Pistachio Day today. And they've gone down in price, too. They used to be really expensive. They're quite affordable now. Today in history, it is the, what is today? 26th day of February, is that right? By the way, Galileo Galilei was formerly banned by the Roman Catholic Church on this date 403 years ago because he had the gall to tell everybody that the sun and not the earth was the center of the universe and that the earth rotated around the sun, not the other way around. He stuck to his guns. The Roman Catholic Church said, that's not what we teach. It's not in the Bible. Blah, blah, blah. We're going to throw you out of the church. I wonder if they ever apologized for that. Happened 403 years ago. People forget that Napoleon Bonaparte was actually exiled twice. Well, no, he was exiled to St. Helena where he passed away. But he was first exiled back in 1814. He was forced to abdicate the throne. So he went to Elba in 1814, and he hung around there. They made a couple of big mistakes. The Italians and the French and the British, they made a couple of big mistakes. They let him take 600 guys with him as his personal guard. Oops, probably shouldn't have done that. So he hung around Elba for about a year, passed the time, crossword puzzles, a little cable TV. And then the Congress of Vienna said, Napoleon still has a big following, and he's way too close to the European continent. Let's get him out of here. But before we could, he snuck back on board a ship and made it back to France. So he got off Elba on this date 204 years ago, took France over again. He had his Waterloo the next year, and that was about it. But anyway, Napoleon escaped from Elba, which turns out it wasn't that hard to do, 204 years ago today. This is the 100th anniversary of the Grand Canyon National Park. The centennial is today. They're having a big party down there. Yeah, it was February 26, 1919, 100 years ago today. President Woodrow Wilson signed the act of Congress that established the Grand Canyon National Park. How did this happen? A bunch of people wanted to put dams on the Colorado River inside the Grand Canyon. Can you imagine that? And the environmentalists and the conservation people said, no, it's a beautiful hole in the earth. It's gorgeous. Why would you want to put dams and high-tension power lines in there? No, we're not doing that. Woodrow Wilson said, I agree with you. So happy 100th birthday to the Grand Canyon National Park. And 26 years ago today, the World Trade Center bombing. I remember this well. In New York City, a truck with a big bomb inside of it parked underneath the North Tower of the World Trade Center exploded. 6 people were killed. Over 1,000 people were injured. What the terrorists wanted to do was to topple the North Tower into the South Tower and knock them both down. They failed, but it was a miserable, nasty, tragic day in New York City. It happened on this date 26 years ago today. And finally, we got some birthdays for you. Jackie Gleason, the great one. There he is. Born in this state in 1916, passed away at the age of 71 back in 1987. Had a hard scrabble life. Grew up dirt poor. His mom died when he was young. His brother died when he was young. When he was 5 years old, his dad took all the money and took off. They never saw him again. He basically grew up on the streets of New York City, got through a terrible childhood with laughter, realized he was pretty good at making other people laugh, and of course eventually he had a legendary career in television with The Honeymooners and The Jackie Gleason Show. He was fantastic in The Hustler, got an Academy Award nomination for that, and of course Smokey and the Bandit, the great Jackie Gleason, the great one, born in the state 103 years ago. The Fat Man, Fats Domino, Antone Fats Domino, one of the original 10 inductees into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Great singer, great songwriter, great pianist. Of course, we lost the Fat Man a couple of years ago at the age of 89. Fats Domino was born in this state in 1921. His music still gets the job done, doesn't it? Speaking of legendary musicians, Johnny Cash was born in this state in 1932. John Carter Cash. He did it all. Sang songs, wrote songs, played guitar. He acted, was a pretty good actor. We lost Johnny, of course, back in 2003. He has a very unique claim to fame. Country Music Hall of Fame, Gospel Hall of Fame, Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Johnny Cash. He's also one of the favorites of our very own M. Tucker Wagner. He's a big fan of Johnny Cash, and I'm a big fan of Tucker Wagner. Even though Tucker admitted to me the other day that he at one time shot a man in Reno just to watch him die. What do you do? Hey, if you have any local celebrities who are celebrating birthdays, get them to me. You can do it by going to our Facebook page and do a message, all right? Go to our Facebook page and message us. Say, hey, Uncle Bob's celebrating a birthday. Don't forget to attach a photo, and we'll do our best to get it on the air, all right? 33 minutes after the hour. Everybody's entitled to Mike Magnotti's opinion. That's coming up here in just a couple of minutes. Then my conversation with Pete Phillips, who's the Executive Director of Technology for the North Central Educational Services District, talking about the Apple STEM Summit. It's coming up. Pete's been on the show before. He'll be on again here in about 5-6 minutes. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley, live from Studio 15 in downtown Wenatchee on the NCW Life channel.
When Mike leaves town, it's a little scary. You never know who might be outside. But we feel safer inside knowing our home is being monitored by a local company. I can check our alarm from just about anywhere, so when we get home, I know it's safe.
Protect your family and save money with a local company. Switch your current security monitoring to Guardian Services from LocalTel. Call Guardian Security from LocalTel now, or visit localtel.net to learn more.
Walkabout Grill, open 7 days a week for lunch and dinner in downtown Wenatchee and now downtown Leavenworth, where eating out is eating healthy.
Put winter weather in its place with a new Cub Cadet snow thrower from Rose Tractor. Hi, this is Corey. Let us help you get through the season with our line of Cub Cadet snow throwers. When it comes to snow, never let winter weather get in your way. The Cub Cadet X Series line of snow throwers offers 3 levels of snow clearing power and a host of award-winning models. Get ahead of the snow. Let us help you get into the right snow thrower for the job. Rose Tractor, family owned and operated, located at the corner of 3rd and Rock Island Road in East Wenatchee.
Antique Mall at Cashmere wishes you a happy and prosperous new year. With 15,000 square feet to explore, Antique Mall at Cashmere has something for everyone. For repurposing projects, do-it-yourselfers, and those with a keen eye for making something old fresh and new again, this is the place to find your next project. Antique Mall at Cashmere, their friendly staff is here to help you. Stop on by today.
Since 1932, Camp Seneca, nestled on the beautiful shores of Lake Wenatchee, has provided children grades 1 through 12 with the ideal location for kids to learn new skills, have fun, and make friends while creating memories that will last a lifetime. Camp Seneca's rustic log cabins and their staff serve to provide each group a unique summer camp experience. Register for Camp Seneca today, www.campfirencw.org.
If you're stuck trying to find the perfect beer for you, look no further than Badger Mountain Brewing. We specialize in creating tantalizing craft beers that will soothe any picky taste buds and will satisfy your cravings. Check out everything from our amazing honey blonde that will appease even the most finicky taster, or a delicious frothy stout for dark beer lovers. Experience them all at Badger Mountain Brewing.
Hey, this is Mike Mad Dog McNutty, and everybody's entitled to my opinion. Like I've said before, I'm a regular churchgoer, so I run into this guy who I used to see at church, and as I haven't seen him for a while, I asked him, where's he been? Is everything okay? He said, I stopped coming, and the reason was I've been going there to church for a year, and no one has ever invited me out to lunch. Now, what kind of reason is that? Was he going to church to arrange lunch dates? And what I should have asked him is, did you ever invite anyone to lunch? Wouldn't it be a good idea if maybe we should do unto others what we would have them do to you, rather than expect people to do to you just because you happen to be there? This is Mike Mad Dog McNutty, and that's my opinion.
Hi, Justin here, owner of Club Crow Bar and Grill in Cashmere. Club Crow is your place for famous blues, brews, and barbecue. We are your one-stop bar and grill, serving breakfast, lunch, and dinner 7 days a week. Looking for a fun night out? Join us at Club Crow Saturday nights. We have live bands to rock the night away. Club Crow is bringing comedy to Cashmere. Check out our Facebook page for upcoming dates. Live jam session first Sunday of every month. Club Crow Bar and Grill in Cashmere, the coolest place in town.
Hi, I'm Kevin Prosser, and this is my print shop, Color Effects in Cashmere. Color Effects offers screen printing, embroidery, and digital printing on t-shirts, jerseys, bags, banners, signs, and more. With 30 years experience, you won't be disappointed with the quality and quick turnaround times you will get at more than a fair price. Please call Color FX.
There's no substitute for the power of cable TV advertising. With Solion Cable TV Advertising, you can reach your target audience right here in North Central Washington. We understand their viewing habits and can precisely target your customers on great cable networks like these. Call Solion Broadcasting today and let us show you how to put your business message right in front of thousands of prospects at a very affordable price. Solion Broadcasting, 509-888-2020.
It's estimated that 1/3 of Americans do not have a financial plan. At D.A. Davidson, their advisors are working to change that because they understand the importance of planning for the future. At D.A. Davidson, they believe in partnering together to build a strategy tailored to your needs. They spend the time and have the knowledge to help keep your financial future on track. Let D.A. Davidson Financial Advisors of Wenatchee put the strength of advice to work for you.
Welcome back to Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. I am Dan Kuntz. Once a month or so, give or take a couple of days, our good friends from the North Central Educational Services District makes a point to drop by. My guest today is the Executive Director of Technology, and he's been on this show before. It's Pete Phillips to my immediate left. How are you, my friend?
Real good, thank you.
For those of you who don't remember, what does the Executive Director of Technology do for the NCESD, the folks down there?
Yeah, great question. So at North Central ESD, we serve all the school districts in the region, and my umbrella covers all things technology. So whether that's the IT side, which is all the blinking lights and the networks and the wireless and security, that type of stuff, over to the STEM side of the house and the instructional side of using technology in the classroom, which is what we're talking about today.
Which everybody should have, obviously. And of course, STEM is science, technology, engineering, and math. And there are some districts who have added the A in there, STEAM. They add the arts in there. A couple of years ago, they started doing this little STEM summit. It worked out pretty good. You had a second one. It worked out even better.
Yep.
You're going to do it again. The third annual STEM summit is coming up in August.
That's right. Bigger and better. We've had great success, and the teachers and administrators love coming to this event. It allows them to get some professional development, as well as learn some stuff with their colleagues in a group setting. And so, year 3, we're off and running.
And the teachers and the instructors who go aren't necessarily locked into science, technology, engineering, and math. You can teach in any discipline and get something out of this, right?
Yes, correct. Yes, and that's really the whole idea, is to integrate STEM topics into the regular curriculum. So yeah, history teacher, English teacher, PE
social studies,
teachers,
whatever the case
everything.
may be.
We would love to help them to integrate STEM and the skills that come along with STEM.
Has there been any blowback at all from some of the old-time teachers? I've been teaching for 30 years, and you get any of that, you know?
Yeah, very little.
Yeah.
Very little, yeah.
Well, they know they got to be either with it or...
We see the writing on the wall and what we're trying to prepare our kids for, whether they're going from elementary to middle or middle to high, or we're trying to get them right out of high school into the world of work, or to continue their education. Science, technology, math are important across the board.
There's a lot of talk, and it's been in the news lately, of for the people who simply cannot, for whatever reason, socioeconomic reason, whatever the case may be, they simply can't, they don't have internet at their home. They don't have internet where they live. And there's a push to give people who don't have internet and have kids, because kids need access to the internet now, to get them free internet, just to get it to their houses.
Yeah.
Is that
yep, still
something on your is that on your desk?
It actually is, yeah, in a couple different formats. So today what we have is school districts are purchasing from a wireless carrier like Verizon, a wireless puck, we call them. They're about the size of a hockey puck that they can take home. It gives them cellular access through a phone network, and then they can connect their devices to that. So school districts are subsidizing that cost, or they're getting a grant to pay for that and send those home with kids, which works great if you have cellular data at your house, right? So some of our folks are so remote they don't even have cellular access, which is a problem all around. On the other front, we have some major partners. We've been hearing about it on a national level with Google, but also locally with Microsoft, some initiatives to extend broadband internet access into our most rural areas.
And it's a must-have. I mean, it's funny now, but you know, access to the internet is a crucial educational tool.
Yeah, yeah. It seems odd for us when we're surrounded by it every day when we live here in the valley, but that's not true for a lot of our kids that head home and are trying to do homework. As more and more curriculum is online and digital, as more and more schools go to a one-to-one device where the kids are taking home a tablet or a laptop. They're able to do that work anywhere, anytime.
And a lot of school districts are doing that. You don't get books anymore. I mean, you know, they still have libraries, but on the first day of school, you get a laptop or an iPad, and on the last day of school, you turn it in, and the teachers can put their homework on it. The kids can work on their homework, and teachers can keep track of their progress.
Yeah.
Which brings up an interesting. I'm interested in your thought on this, Pete, because we were talking about this around the bullpen the other day. When I was a kid, I'm not going to tell you how old I am. I'm 54. When I was a kid, Dan do a report on the Spanish-American War. So you would have to go to your library, either your school library or the local library, and you would use the Dewey Decimal System, and you would check out 4 or 5 books on the Spanish-American War, and you go home and you sit at your big kitchen table, you got all the books and your encyclopedias, and you do your drafts and you write your report, and you turn it into the teacher.
Yeah.
Now you go, Spanish-American War. There's my homework, I'm done.
Right.
kids don't seem to have to work as hard to at least do the minimum amount because it's right there. Somebody did it for you.
Yeah, the legwork I think is a lot different as far as going to different places and getting those encyclopedias that you can't even check out. Remember those, right? You had to leave it in the library and do your research there. So definitely that has changed, and what we're trying to do, and I think STEM is a big part of that, is integrate technology and ask the right questions. So it's not necessarily a research report about the Spanish-American War, right? We're asking specific questions about what the ramifications were, or how does that affect us now, and so we're trying to get some higher level thinking for the kids instead of just copying and pasting a picture or some text, and the whole plagiarism thing is so easy to do now with copy and paste.
But there's also software that are accessible to teachers and administrators that they know. You just copied and pasted the Wikipedia.
You run it through the checker, and the teacher knows instantly where you got your source, where your sources. Yeah, so it's definitely changed. And then the whole idea of writing it out or printing it out, those days are gone, if not real soon, where we're just digitally submitting it, right? So you just share it in a drive, teacher sees it, corrects it. There's no paperwork being exchanged.
It's saving a lot of paper, but it's destroying handwriting. That's okay, I'm a typer, I don't care. Let's jump ahead to August, the STEM Summit. For those of you who don't know what it is, just a little brief recap of what the STEM Summit is, what's it all about, who's it for?
Yeah. So our STEM Summit in its third year is for teachers and administrators in our districts in North Central Washington, so the whole 4-county region. And what we're trying to do is just raise the bar of introduction and get people talking about and understanding what STEM is, and then how they can do it in their classroom. How can they implement or integrate technology, math, engineering into a regular classroom? So we have 3 days this year where we're bringing in as many teachers as we can. Last year we had over 300. We're going to shoot for mid-4s. That's our plan this year. And bring them in for 3 days in Wenatchee, and we have over 60 sessions that they can attend. Rotating schedule, some sessions are longer, some are shorter, and all geared around STEM and how to integrate it in your classroom.
And to be a certified teacher, you have to keep up your CE or continuing education. This counts towards that, credits towards your CE.
This is a chance for teachers to get 45 clock hours, we call them, towards their renewing their certificate.
And I know I've asked this before. Again, teachers are going to be here to be a better teacher. And it's one of my favorite questions. Who teaches the teachers? Who are the people actually putting on the individual seminars and symposiums and things like that? Where do these people come from?
Yeah, they are our colleagues. They're fellow teachers, someone that has a knack or an interest or has risen to the top, is a shining star in a certain area where they have a little bit more expertise. A lot of times it's just someone that's willing to stand in front of their colleagues and present. And then also we'll bring in some outside presenters. So we'll bring in some partners, some vendors, some industry experts that will come in from out of the area, out of the state, and teach some of these classes as well. So we're right at the beginning of our planning stage, so we are doing a call for presenters.
Okay.
And so we'll be reaching out to the teachers around the region and asking them to, and we'll also be hand-picking some of the ones we know to come and present with their colleagues.
My guess is the teachers who were asked to actually teach teachers are probably quite flattered to say, hey, you know, what you did, this lesson plan that you found and implemented seems to work, and it incorporates the core STEM, so we'd like you to pass it on to your colleagues.
Yep, exactly.
That's probably a nice little feather in their cap.
It is, looks good on the resume, and it also, we call it networking, building these relationships, but those folks in the class are able to reach out to this expert teacher throughout the year. Just ping them and see how it's working and what they need to change, maybe to make it better.
As far as presenters are concerned, are they all professional educators, or do you bring people from outside the box, so to speak, to maybe come at it at a different angle?
Yep, definitely. It's a mixture of both. Majority is probably is teachers in the education field that are in a classroom implementing this, which is really great because it's boots on the ground that is teaching the class. We also have some vendors come in that are at the front edge of the research that we see in these areas, and we'll allow them to talk, and they can talk about a product or about just an integration piece.
So you're building up the program. They need presenters, so somebody's out there and say, I think I can contribute to the STEM Summit because I'm really good at computer codes or something. How does one go about it from there? They get a hold of you, Pete? What happens there?
Yeah, so all the information is on our website. If we go to the ESD website and you search for the STEM Summit, we have a link for presenters. It outlines what we need, the content areas, as well as the length and time and date of the session where they can put in a proposal. So we're calling that our call for presenters. We're also looking for a call for vendors and sponsors. This is typically looks like a traditional fair that you would go to where you have breakout sessions, but there's also a hallway or a room full of vendors that are selling their wares. So we're looking for those folks to help sponsor and be partners as well.
Where is this going to be at? We don't know yet.
We don't know.
That's still kind of up in the air because you're growing at such a tremendous rate that you're kind of running out of room, aren't you?
Yeah, we've been at the convention center, which has been a great partner for the last 2 years, and so we anticipate the need to have a few more rooms, a little bit bigger venue. So looking at our partners at the high school and also at the college to see if something else might work out.
And the best thing is the teachers who have done the previous STEM summits, they're going back to their individual school districts, wherever it might be, within the footprint of the North Central Educational Services District, and said this was fantastic. I was there I went for 2 of the 3 days, and I learned a lot, and the speakers were great, and you should do this. So the word's getting out.
One of the great things about it is our school districts, almost all the school districts are members of our STEM co-op, which is a pay-for-service type of a thing that they've bought into. The STEM Summit is free for all of those members. So a school district could send all their teachers to the STEM Summit at no additional cost in August.
That's a great deal.
It is.
Yeah, I love free. It's one of my favorite prices. Again, it's not till August. People say, oh, anytime but in August. It's like we're still winter. We're still dealing with snow, but you got to plant this seed now. The third annual STEM Summit, August 13th, 14th, and 15th. There'll be keynote speakers. There'll be presentations. There'll be workshops. There'll be sessions. And if you want to be a part of it, go to the NCESD. It's just pretty simple. Go to the website, ncesd.org, and it's down the road you go. Anything else on your mind while I have you here, Pete?
I think we covered it.
Will we get it all done?
For today.
Good. I'll let you get back to work.
Perfect.
All right. Now I have to go back to work. Fun time's over. You're watching Wake Up in Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life channel. We'll be right back.
I'm working today.
I've got some work to do today.
Don't forget, I've got some work for you today.
Have a good first day at work, Mom.
Thanks.
Your donations to Goodwill fund job training programs right in our community.
New beginnings feel great, don't they?
Yes, they do.
Be a job creator. Goodwill. There's more behind the store.
Hey everyone, Fletcher and Amy Ellington here from Live It Up. In the investment world, ROI stands for Return on Investment. Well, how does better health, better wealth, and better relationships sound for ROI? Join us every week right here on NCW Life and learn how to invest in the most important asset, you.
We're going to answer your questions and provide some weekly inspiration so you can create a life that you love. Join us on Live It Up.
What's your Automocha emergency?
It's a Frappuccino mocha with whip.
The espresso shakes are my most favorite because I can get any flavor. Peanut butter chocolate for pita.
Definitely the espresso shakes. My favorite is the mocha for pitas.
A peach Red Bull.
And we're back live here from Studio 7 in downtown Wenatchee. Once again, thanks to Pete Phillips for dropping by and paying me a visit yesterday. Always good to hear from Pete. While we have a couple of minutes before you head on out the door and do whatever it is that you want to do on this Tuesday, let's take a look at your weather forecast. One more time for the National Weather Service. The big story, once again, all this week, into the weekend, all the way into March, they tell us. Deep into March, unseasonably cool temperatures, well below normal. Our normal high was supposed to be right around 45 or even 46 degrees. By late February, we'll be lucky to get to freezing. Lots of sunshine today. That's the good part. The bad part, only 26 degrees. And with clear skies tonight, going to be chilly, down to 14 degrees for the overnight low. There's two storms that are out there. It's going to move into the inland northwest. The first one is really not going to pack much of a punch. That's going to be Wednesday in the morning. In fact, we might not get any snow at all. But the second storm, which is Wednesday night into Thursday, that's going to be maybe a little bit more impactful. Wednesday night into Thursday morning, could get a couple of inches of additional snow here in the Wenatchee Valley. We could get an inch of snow, about a half an inch, maybe Wednesday. But Wednesday night into Thursday is the next significant chance of snow. Got a 60% chance of snow there on Wednesday night into Thursday. And then we go right to quite a bit of sunshine Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. But again, look at those temperatures. We're not talking about below normal. We're talking about well below normal. And we've done this every day this month. For the month of February, every day has been below normal. Most of the days have been well below normal. So that is a look at your weather forecast. We have an updated pass report. Might as well do that too while we have you here. Things are looking considerably better on the mountain passes than they were just about an hour ago. That's a live shot of I-90 right now. No advisories, no restrictions. The roadway is pretty much bare with some snow and ice in places. They still have the traction tire advisory on Stevens Pass, but it looks like the plows have made a couple of passes. There you go. There's a live shot of Stevens. People heading up to do a little skiing, it looks like. Traction tires advised on US 2. Roadway is mostly bare and wet. Most of Stevens isn't really an issue. It's just at the summit where you're going to find some snow and some ice in places. That's a live shot of Blewett. They also have a traction tire advisory there on Blewett. Although it is not snowing really, there is some snow and slush and ice in places on the roadway. So traction tire advisories, got a couple of them. Blewett, the pass that you see there. Right now, traction tires are advised. And on Stevens Pass, traction tires are advised. There are no advisories or restrictions on Snoqualmie Pass. And they're not expecting really a lot of snow. Half an inch here, half an inch there, maybe an inch or two Wednesday night and Thursday, kind of the same amount we're going to get here in the Wenatchee Valley, and that's really about it. Passes are looking good. Going to take one more break, and then we'll preview our guests for the rest of the week. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life Channel.
When you have to get there on time and looking good, call Fast, Friendly, Reliable AC Checker, 663-TAXI. Available 24/7, AC Checker Taxi has the industry's only on-time or it's free guarantee for your pre-booked call. Some conditions apply. Call 663-8294. AC Checker, 663-TAXI. Schedule your ride ASAP or book up to a year in advance online at acchecker.com. American Classic Checker Taxi, 663-TAXI. That's 663-8294.
Are you watching me? If you're watching me and you are a business owner in North Central Washington, your potential customers could be seeing your TV commercial right now. With Solion Broadcasting, TV advertising is effective and affordable. Place your ads on the network best suited to your potential customers or get top-of-mind awareness with 16 cable networks, including NCW Life, your local TV channel. Give Solion Broadcasting a call at 888-2020 today to see how easy and affordable it is to advertise on TV.
Stormy Mountain Brewing and local public house, featuring great family dining in downtown Chelan. We've got burgers, pub fare, and the best barbecue around. Try one of our award-winning sauces made fresh here in-house. So grab the whole gang and come on down. Stormy Mountain Brewing. Beer, barbecue, friends, and beer.
No matter what the season is, the weather is always fine at Wenatchee Valley Mall. Come explore the stores today. Wenatchee Valley Mall in East Wenatchee and online at WenatcheeValleyMall.com. Before we cut you loose, friendly reminder on the guests that are scheduled to appear on this very program for the rest of the week. Later on this afternoon, our very own award-winning news director, Cal Fitzsimmons, is going to be talking via Skype to State Senator Brad Hawkins. We'll have that conversation in the second half of the program on Wednesday. Thursday, Joel Norman and Allie Shank from the Wenatchee Apple Sox will be here. Love talking baseball, Hot Stove League with Joel and Allie. And then Callie Klein and Corey Batista from the Service League of Wenatchee. My Girlfriend's Closet is coming up. They'll be my guests on Friday. Have yourself a fantabulous Tuesday. Stay warm. We'll see you tomorrow. Take care. Bye-bye.